What if you were extremely focused for the next 40 days? What if you made the goals and the dreams that you have the number one priority in your life, and you only put energy, time, and attention toward those things? What if you said no to any and everything except the thing that gets you closer to your outcome for the next 40 days? I saw a brief clip of a gentleman talking about the power of fasting, and he was alluding to the Sermon on the Mount and what Jesus spoke of and what he participated in those 40 days and 40 nights fasting. And he was talking about the benefits of fasting and the power of it. And as he was talking, it really resonated with me because I am a huge proponent of the Master Cleanse. It's something that I was introduced to about 15, 16 years ago, maybe longer. And I started doing it periodically, and it was fantastic, just how I felt, the clarity, the spiritual energy, the vibration, everything was just up because of that fast. And I realized as he was talking that I was having this craving, this yearning for that experience. I had started to cut certain things out, and I didn't even realize I was moving toward this until I saw that clip. And I've been having this conversation ongoing about the power of focus. I did a quick hit for you a few days ago on distractions and how life is a fight for territory. Well, I want to talk about what if you were extremely focused for the next 40 days. And listen, after the 40 days, you can go back to being distracted. You can go back to your dopamine hits. You can go back to your scrolling universe. You can go back to answering every single email and every single text message and every single call as it comes in real time. You can go back to being that person that's all over here like this. But what if for the next 40 days, you made a commitment that you were going to be extremely focused only on those things that get you closer to your outcome? If you know that you know that you know that you must aspire to better health, and the only way to better health is what is happening in the kitchen, what you're doing when you're not in the kitchen, that's driving past the drive-through instead of to the drive-through. If you know that you know that you know that exercise must become a part of your daily regimen or weekly regimen 4 times a week, minimum 4 times a week, then what if you made that your priority? And you just made the decision that for the next 40 days, every day is going to be a day of extreme focus and value add for my life. And I will not be deterred or disturbed or distracted, but I will be deliberate and determined and directed with my actions, my choices, my thinking, and what I am giving my time, energy, and attention to. What if, when it comes to your business goals, I'm an entrepreneur, so I love talking about building business, sales, relationships, marketing, promoting. What if that becomes your extreme point of focus for blocks of time? You may be a parent, a spouse, a family man, a family woman, and those things are priorities. So you make those consistently priorities, but you also block time for your business and making calls, building relationship, closing sales, getting people started, getting the word out. Blocks of time. And in those blocks of time, could be 30-minute blocks of time, 60, 90-minute blocks of time, you're not doing anything else. You're not answering emails. You're not responding to text messages unless it's an emergency. You're strictly focused on the task at hand of building your business that's getting you closer to your promotion, closer to your sales goal, closer to your income goal, your next income goal. When you're an entrepreneur in business, you're giving yourself targets every month to achieve, to make sure your income is continuously going up. So you're blocking out time, and that speaks to your prioritization of your calendar and your organization of your day, so that you're running the day and the day is not running you. So many of us, I've been guilty of it too. We fall into that trap of allowing life to sweep us up, and we're running around, taking the kids to the sports practices and the piano lessons and then doing the errands and, I got to go to the store for this and this has to be fixed in the house. And the next thing you know, you look up and half the day has already come and gone, and you've not been intentional because you're not extremely focused. And then to give yourself a little bit of relief, you pick up this weapon of mass distraction that I'm talking into right now, and you look at a text, and the next thing you know, you're in a thread, and the next thing you know, you're responding to something in the chat, and it's funny, and you're having fun, and you're off course. The next thing you know, you're looking at a video, and then you're looking at another video, and maybe you're like me, I'm a sports enthusiast. I love football. I love high-level competition. I love MMA. And you see a highlight of the fight from this past weekend, and then you look at another highlight, and the next thing you know, you've gotten off track. And it's 6, 7 videos later and some commentary, and 20 minutes have come and gone because you didn't stay extremely focused. What if you made it a priority to be intentional with blocking your time? So even if you require a break, then be intentional with it because you're extremely focused, and you put in a time block of 15 minutes so you can scroll. You can watch whatever you want to watch. Who cares? Do you for 15 minutes, and then back to the task at hand, back to making phone calls, back to marketing and promoting, back to building relationships, being intentional with your time and your energy and effort. When you're working out, that is the time for you to build your mind. And because you're extremely focused, you're listening to a podcast or an interview or a speech that is lifting you up, an audio book that is bettering and strengthening your mind because you are extremely focused for the next 40 days. 40 days. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy because remember, all of these things and noise and distraction, it's 24/7 coming at you. But what happens is you start to build up a resolve. You start to build up a strength that you're able to keep those things at bay because your defense system is getting stronger. Your defense system is no longer porous. It doesn't just allow anything or anyone, for that matter, to come into your space and distract you from where it is that you want to go. Your goals and your priority has to be the number one thing. Your goals and your dreams has to be number one. God, family, career, business. God, family, career, business, in that order. Watch what happens in your life when you get your calendar focused, when you get organized, when you get your priorities and you keep the main thing, you keep your commitment to your commitment, and you are extremely focused. I can share with you one story as we wrap this up. I was in the midst of building a business for the very first time, and I had some things pulling at me. I had some distractions coming at me. I had some bill collectors calling me, and I refused to allow those things to get me off the line. I was so clear in where I was going, and I understood that I don't have the luxury or the time to be distracted. I would have one conversation a month with the bill collectors saying, listen, I understand what I owe you. I'm going to pay you. Right now, I have to focus on what I have to do. I have to make calls. I have to do set appointments. I have to do presentations. I have to build my business so that I can have income so that I can pay you. If I allow myself to get distracted, if I allow myself to become defined by what I'm going through, what I was going through was not who I was. It was just what I was going through because I was clear on where I was going with my business. And so I didn't allow myself to get distracted. I was extremely focused on the task at hand. And every single day I looked at it as a building block to my outcome. And guess what? I was eventually able to write a check for the debts that were owed. Just one check. It wasn't a payment plan. Just write a check because I kept the main thing. Was it easy? No, of course not. But it was done because in my mind, before it actually was a manifestation, it was already done because I was extremely focused on the outcome. When you're in the thick of it, ladies and gentlemen, when you're in the weeds, it's like when you're losing weight. If you allow yourself to get distracted by the current situation that you might be a hot mess right now, you may be 30, 40, 50, 100 pounds overweight right now. You may not like what you see in the mirror. Well, see, if you allow that to distract you from where it is that you're going, you'll never lose the weight. You'll always self-sabotage. So it's not easy, okay? I'm just letting you know, if you're extremely focused on the outcome, if you got pictures up of what it is that you're going to look like, and that is moving you to not go drive to the drive-through, but to drive past the drive-through, that's being extremely focused. If you have a target, a sales goal, a business goal, and you're not there today, well, let the outcome of where you're focused on going, let that be the driver of the activity today. So today serves as a building block to get you closer to your outcome. If you're not where you want to be in your relationship, do things today that'll get you closer to the outcome. Write a love note, bring some flowers, do something nice, be kind, be patient, be generous. But every day we can use as a building block to that outcome. I'm challenging you, as I'm challenging myself, to be extremely focused for the next 40 days. Try it. And after that, you can go back to doing and being as distracted and as nutty as you want to be. Okay? But I want to be the representative for your goals and dreams in this message so that you can make those a priority. Be extremely focused and watch what happens in your life. Watch the quantum leaps that take place.